Okay, shall I make it mute, sir?
Yes, you can go. Yeah, today concept is test cases concept. Art of the course, that is test cases. Today concept is test cases. Test case. What is test case? Test case is nothing but it is an idea of test engineer. Test case is nothing but it is an idea of test engineer. Test case is nothing but it is an idea of test engineer. There are two types of test cases. There are two types of test cases. One is GUI test cases. Second one functional test cases. There are two types of test cases. One is GUI test cases. Second one functional test cases. First, if you want to perform GUI, if you want to write GUI test cases, GUI means graphical user interface. Without performing any actions on the application, we can write the test cases. Then the type of test cases is known as GUI test cases. If you want to write GUI test cases, we have some guidelines. One is availability. Second one, alignment. Third one, consistency. Fourth one, spelling. Fifth one, color. If you want to write UI test cases, we have 5 guidelines. So availability, all the buttons are available or not. No need to perform any actions. We can see and say. Alignment is properly good or not. No need to perform any actions. Without performing any actions, we can see and say. Consistency, no need to perform any actions. Without performing any actions, we can see and say. Spelling, no need to perform any actions. Without performing any actions, we can see and say. Color, no need to perform any actions. Without performing any actions, we can see and say. So if you want to write GUI test cases, we have 5 guidelines: availability, alignment, consistency, spelling, and color. Okay, right. Next, functional test cases. Next, functional test cases. Functional test cases further divided into two types. One is positive test cases, second one is negative test cases. One is positive test cases, second one is negative test cases. First, we will discuss positive test cases. So, for example, we have one username field. This username field should take minimum 4 characters to maximum 12 characters. This is the customer requirement. This username field should take minimum 4 characters to maximum 12 characters. In between 4 to 12 characters, if you do testing, that is called positive testing. In between 4 to 12 characters, if you do testing, so that's why that is called positive testing. Other than 4 to 12 characters, like 3 characters, 13 characters, 14 characters, like if you take, these are the invalid inputs. With the help of valid inputs, if you do testing, that is called positive testing. In between 4 to 12 valid inputs, in between 4 to 12 between characters are valid inputs. With the help of valid inputs, if you do testing, that is called positive testing. Other than 4 to 12, like 3 characters, 13 characters, 14 characters, 15 characters, these are the invalid inputs. These are the invalid inputs. With the help of invalid inputs, if you do testing, that is called negative testing. That is called negative testing. So here we are doing positive testing as well as negative testing. So positive testing we are doing, negative testing doing. Functional test cases means compulsory we need to perform some actions on the functionality, then only we can say that functionality is properly working or not. So there are two types of functional test cases. One is positive, second one is negative. Positive means in between 4 to 12 characters. So customer requirement is that username field should take minimum 4 characters to maximum 12 characters. In between 4 to 12 characters, if you take and if you do testing, that is called positive testing. Other than 4 to 12 characters, if you take and if you do testing, that's why that is called negative testing. A test engineer should have native mindset up, then only will become a good test engineer. So compulsory should take minimum in some invalid inputs, then only he can get more defects. So native testing also very important for test engineer. So Today we will discuss test cases concept. Right, test case template. Test case ID, test case type, test case description, expected value, actual value, results. So this is the test case template. First test case ID, test case type, test case description, expected value, actual value, result. Right. Now test case ID is 001. Test case type, for example, GUI test case. Test case description. Check for the initial position of the cursor. Check for the initial position of the cursor. What is customer expecting? Initially, the cursor should be placed in the username field. The cursor must be placed in the username field. Expected value is nothing but customer requirement. The cursor must be based on the yesterday requirements only. The cursor must be placed in username field. This is customer requirement. Expected value is nothing but that is customer requirement. Text case description. What action we are performing, we will write here. So after performing the action, what is customer expecting, we will write in the actual value column. Test case description is nothing but what action we are performing, we will write in the test description column. Expected value is nothing but that is the customer requirement. After performing this action, what is customer expecting, we will write in the expected value. Next, we will compare the expected value with actual value. Next, we will compare the expected value with the actual value. When we will write the actual value, whenever the developed application came to testing area, whatever we are doing, whatever we are performing the action in the description column, that the action we will perform on the application, whatever we are getting, we will write in the actual value column. That is called test execution. That is called test execution. That is called test execution. Whatever you are getting, we will write here. For example, cursor not placed in the username field. Cursor not placed in username field. Cursor not placed in username field. Next, we will compare the expected value with the actual value. If it is both are same, we can give the status pass. Otherwise, we can give the status fail. Expected value with the actual value. We will compare the two expected value with the actual value. So if it is both are same, we can give status pass. Otherwise, we can give status fail. Now, expected value is the cursor must be placed in the username field, but cursor is not placed in the username field, so fail. So this is called result analysis. This is called result analysis. This is called result analysis. We will compare the expected value with the actual value. If it is both are same, we can give the status pass. Otherwise we can give the status fail. This is result analysis. So this is test case template. This is test case template. Yesterday we discussed some requirements. Based on the requirements only we will write the test cases. Wherever you go, if it is any software company, first of all they will give you FRS document as well as use case document. Using these two documents we will write the test cases. Only test cases is our duty. Test plan document prepared by test lead. Use case document prepared by business analyst. Only test case document prepared by test engineer. So based on the FRS, based on the UR, based on the special requirement or use case document, we will write the test cases. Test case is nothing but it is an idea of test engineer. Based on the customer requirements only, we will write the test cases. Right. I will show you test case template now. Yes. Test case. Test case ID. Test case type. Test case description. Expired value. Actual value. Result. So in the test case description, what action we are performing, we will write here. Expired value is nothing but customer requirement. Actual value is nothing but developed application came to testing area. Whatever we have in description action, we will perform on that application. Whatever we are getting, we will write in the response actual value column. Next, result analysis. So we will compare the expired value with the actual value. If it is both are same, we can give the status pass. Otherwise, we can give the status fail. That is result analysis. 1 second, sir. 1 second. Important call. Right. Expired value with the actual value. So if it is both are same, we can give the status pass. Otherwise, we can use status fail. Right. Come to first test case. GUI test case. Check for the availability of all the object as for the login object tab. What is this, sir? Login object tab. What is this? Okay. Actually, already customer gave one application. That application should contain username, text box, password, text box, connect to combo box, login button, clear button, cancel button. So I want to check all the availability of all the buttons. So if I mention username text box is available, password text box is available, connect to combo box is available, login button is available, clear button is available, cancel button is available. If I write in the test case template only, it will be not good. So it will be lengthy. So instead of I gave one name. That name is login object tab. Okay, if it is 6 buttons, we can mention. For example, some applications having hundreds of buttons. If I mention hundreds of buttons in the test case template, it is not good. So test case is nothing but that should be simple and meaningful and simple and meaningful and short. Test case should be, it should be short, simple and meaningful. So just like we need to write the test cases, okay, paragraph we can't write it, okay, that is not good way. So compulsory we should maintain the test case format is just like it should be short, simple and meaningful. Right. So that's the reason I'm giving name is login object tab. That means that is the customer requirement only. The login object login application should contain username, text box, password text box connected to combo box, login button, clear button, cancel button. Right. Check for the availability of all the objects as for the login object tab. That is test case description. All the objects must be available as per the login object tab. That is the customer requirement. Uh, Next, developer application came to testing area. Whatever we are getting, we will write in the actual value column. Whatever we are getting, we will write in the actual value column. So actual value is all the objects are available as per the login object tab. So both are same. We can give the status pass. Second test case. Check for the consistency of the all the objects. All the objects must be consistent with each other. That is the customer expectation. All the objects are consistent with each other. Oh, so both are same. So we can give the status pass. Check for the spelling of the all the objects as per the login object tab. Login object tab. So all the objects must be all the objects all the objects must be spelled properly as per the login object tab. All the objects are spelled properly. So both are GUI test cases. Spelling is properly or not we are checking. So expected value with actual value both are same. We can give the status pass. Check for the enabled property of login, clear and cancel buttons. Check for the enabled property of GUI. All our GUI test cases. We are not performing any actions on the application. Just we are checking. Check for the enabled property of login and clear cancel buttons. Initially login clear must be disabled and cancel must be enabled. Login clear and cancel buttons are enabled. So fail. Actually customer said whenever you invoke the login skin only login clear must be disabled, only cancel must be enabled. But here login clear and cancel buttons are enabled. So fail. So we will raise the defect to developers. Next. Check for the initial position of the cursor. Customer is said initially the cursor must be placed in the position in the or placed in the username field. Initially the cursor is present in the username field. So pass. Next, 6 passive test case. Enter some information into username and password field and check for the enabled property of login button. So login button must be enabled. That is customer expectation. Login button is enabled. So both are same. We can give the status pass. Seventh one. Enter some information into any of the field and check for the enabled property of clear button. Clear button must be enabled. Clear button is enabled. So customer is said after entering any information into any of the field, clear button must be enabled. Here clear button is enabled. So pass. Enter username password as per the valid input table. Valid VIT means valid input table. Already I mentioned in down. Valid input table. Valid input table. Invalid input table also. Here only we can get it. Which one correct username, which one wrong username, we will mention here. Valid input table means username is Akhil, password Reddy, storage page admin page. Why? Because Akhil Reddy is a admin user. So actual value also admin. So pass. Just like. Enter username password as per the valid input table and click on login button. Valid input table means correct username, correct password. Click on login button. Corresponding page must be opened. Corresponding page must be opened. Corresponding page Corresponding pages are displayed as per the valid input table. So pass. Enter username password as per the valid input table and select a database option and click on login button. Same to same. So it will connect with the database and corresponding page must be opened. If it is normal user home page, if it is admin user, admin page must be opened. So both are same pass. Enter some information into any of the field and click on clear button. All the fields must be clear and cursor should be placed in the username field. All the fields are cleared but cursor not placed in the username field. Fail and click the cancel button. Login screen should be closed. Login screen is closed. Pass. Check for the tabbing order of all the objects. Tabbing order must be follows username, password, connect to, login, clear, cancel. The tabbing order as follows username, password, connected to, login, clear, cancel. Pass. 30th one, native test case. Enter username password as per the invalid input table. That means wrong username, wrong password and click on login button. Corresponding error page must be displayed. Corresponding error page is not displayed. So fail. 14th one. Enter some information only into the username field and check for the enabled property of login button. Login button must be enabled. Login button is enabled. So failed. Must be disabled but login button is enabled. After entering username and password then only login button must be enabled, but here entering is only username, so that login button must be disabled but login button is enabled. So fail. Enter some information only into a password field and check for the enabled property of login button. Login button must be disabled. Login button is enabled. So fail. So these are the test cases. Based on the customer requirements only we will write the test cases. Right. This is normal test cases over. Next, general test cases. Just 1 second, general test cases. So, uh, before going to general test cases, if it is keyboard, I'm telling test cases, check or verify. We can use two terms. Check space button is available or not. General test cases. Whenever you are facing the interview, that time they may ask you like, write the test cases for pen, write the test cases for fan, write the test cases for light, write the test cases for chair, write the test cases for computer, write the test cases for mouse, write the test cases for mobile phone, write the test cases for keyboard. So they may ask you different questions. Which one they may ask you, we don't know. Which they will which one they will ask, we don't know. So like, so first we will discuss general test cases. So normal test cases over. So already yesterday we discussed, maximum we discussed, just we discussed only test cases format. Okay, all the requirements already we know, just we discussed only test case template and format, how to write the test cases is over. Next, general test cases. General test cases. Write the test cases for keyboard. Space button is available or not, check. Enter button is available or not, check. Delete button is available or not, check. All numeric keys available or not, check. All numerical keys available or not, check. All alphabets available or not, check. All up and down arrows available or not, check. All F1 keys available or not, check. Insert button is available or not, check. Delete button is available or not, check. Control button is available or not, check. Backspace available or not. Like we can write the test cases for keyboard. Now think it. So I want to test cases for white paper. I'm giving 2 minutes time. Compulsory you should tell minimum 20 test cases for white paper. Check or verify. We can use anyone. Any keyword we can use. White paper. Write the test cases for white paper. I'm giving 2 minutes time. Just within 2 minutes, think it. And you should tell minimum 20 test cases for white paper. Only I'm saying white paper. Okay, just think it. Just check or verify. We can use two terms. Okay, I'm giving 2 minutes. Right. Now tell me, Harish.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
I have very few only.
Tell me.
I just that. So first check whether the paper is ruled or unruled.
Check
That
it
one.
is rule or unruled. Shabash.
Check whether the paper is full white or half white. Color of the paper.
Already white paper already I told you.
Okay, but still we need to check whether it's exact white or because we have more white paper, no, sir. So that
Yes,
was
right. I agree with you. Rough notebooks, just nearby brown color, nearby brown. Classmate white paper is pure white.
okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So whether the paper is thin or very thick papers. In paper we get very thin also, sir. So
Hmm.
even little thick also we get. So we can check that also.
Hmm.
And then we can check whether it is written something on it
Hmm.
or it is blank. We can check it.
Check it
And then
is, check it is thickness.
yeah,
Thickness. Okay,
yeah,
thickness is over. Okay, next.
yeah.
Check it is.
And then whether it is written something on it
Check it.
or not, we are checking.
Uh,
That one is there. And then we can check the size of the paper,
hmm.
whether it is normal size or it's more than
Size over. Okay, finished. Quality and size is over.
okay. Uh, and then we can check whether it has any date columns on it.
Already I told you white paper. Hmm.
We are thinking, sir, thinking.
Check both sides empty or not.
Both sides empty or not.
Check. Ready to write or not. Check. Check it is. Letterhead or white paper.
Sir, it's also right.
Letterhead or white paper. Just logo will be there.
Okay, sir. Yeah, correct.
Any watermarks on it. Check. Any watermarks on it.
Correct, sir. Correct. Yeah, right now I have on paper which has that oil mark.
Next.
Yeah,
Check it is. Teared inside any corner. Teared inside any corner.
yeah.
Check it is terrible or not. 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 Check it is folded or not. Check it is foldable or not. Check it is waterproof or not. Negative and positive, both ways we need to think.
Okay, sir.
Check it is wet condition or dry condition.
We can check the paper can be rolled or not, sir.
What?
Whether we can roll the paper or not. Check whether we can roll the paper.
Fold the paper.
Roll, fold is one thing, and then usually we used to roll, no, sir. In the
Right.
corner we used to.
Yes, we can roll or not. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Check. Check it is allows all type of pens or not.
That's
Next. Check it is no holes on it.
So some paper will be very thin. So if you write on it, so if you turn back side, you will be getting some mark.
Yes. How we can write?
Check after writing.
Hmm.
So
Check while writing. Check while writing. Is there any back side? Is there any? Is there any shadow? Not shadow.
trace,
Is there any?
trace mark, trace mark you can say.
Huh?
Trace mark.
Trace mark.
Yeah. Here you see trace mark. So usually when we draw something, the back side trace will come.
Trace mark on back side. Hmm. One more. One more. One more.
Okay.
Check it is if it is ruled. Check
That I
if it
told
is ruled. If it is ruled. If it is ruled. Which color lines will be there? Which color? Which color lines? Which color
lines will be.
lines? Okay, these are the 20 test cases. Your homework is write the test cases for lip to penno,
Left.
lip to penno, table.
Okay.
Write the test cases for lip to penno, table.
And
This is the general test cases you should write. Okay.
okay, sir.
Next, I will show you real time test cases.
Okay, sir.
Now come to real time test cases. I will send you after this class. Just wait. So this is the application screenshot. This application screenshot. This application. This screen name is donor registration. Screen name is donor registration. So donor first field is donor number text box.
Okay.
UHID text box. First field donor number text box. Second one is UHID text box. So just this screen number is 29,404. Already they wrote test cases for 29,403 screens. See, this screen number is 29,404 screen. In this screen we have 40 to 50 buttons or elements or all buttons are edit boxes, list boxes, combo boxes, select boxes, check boxes, whatever it is, all are web elements. So we have some web elements. So we need to write the test cases for all the web elements, all the elements. Okay, right.
Okay.
First test case 444. Test case number is 444. Test case number is 444. Test case BB project name DRN donor registration 01. Screen ID 29,404.
Okay.
Test case description. Open the donor registration screen. Expected value. Donor registration page should display the following fields like donor registration title, mandatory fields like title list box, first name edit box, last name edit box, material status list box, date of birth edit box, age edit box list box, gender list box. Compulsory we should mention the button type also.
Okay.
Search fields like donor number, UHID, donor occupation, employee, camp name, donor education. So like we need to mention all the fields. So already we discussed open the login screen. Whenever we invoke the login screen should contain username, password, connect to text boxes and login clear cancel buttons. We mentioned like that here also they mentioned all the fields type. Okay.
Okay.
Next test case. 446. Observe carefully. BBDRN02 test case 2. Field number 29,404. Enter more than 50 characters in donor number text box. Test case description, whatever you want, you can write it. So test case description, enter 50 characters, enter more than 50 characters, enter 50 characters, enter below 50 characters. Don't just like anyone you can write it. Expected value,
Okay.
donor number text box should not accept more than 50 characters. First, donor number text box should not accept more than 50 characters. Once we will take 50 characters, with the help of 50 characters, if you do testing, that is called positive testing. That is called positive testing. Other than 50 characters, like 51, 52, 53 characters, if you take and if you do testing, that is called negative testing. And donor number text box should not allow special characters. Without special characters, if you do testing, that is called positive testing. Without special characters, if you do testing, that is called positive testing. With special characters, if you do testing, that is called negative testing. Okay, right. Donor number text box should allow only alphanumeric values. Once we will take 1, 2, 3, 4 values, if you do testing, that is called positive testing. That is positive testing. Other than 1 to 3 values, like any other special symbols, if you take and if you do testing, that is called negative testing. So if you want to satisfy the only single field, we are taking 6 inputs of data. How many data? 6 inputs of data. One is positive, second one is negative, one positive, negative, positive, negative. So just like here in this application, we have nearly 40 fields, nearly 40 to 50 fields is there, nearly 444 to 540, nearly 90 plus test cases we have in this application. Just read it. So if you have any doubt, list out it and tomorrow show me what are your doubts. Show me.
So this document will be sent, sir.
Now I will send you.